Hey everybody, my name's Mark. Welcome to Mile High Church. Thanks for spending a part of your weekend with us, especially if you're new. Our vision, Oneness Revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. Before we get started today, we wanted to give you a look at a few things coming up for you and your family around Mile High Church. Learn the difference between contemplation and meditation. Unlock a deeper and more intimate connection with the divine. Join us in person for a rendezvous with God, beginning this Tuesday with Jackie Harris. And celebrate the spring equinox on March 16th. Immerse in the sounds of water, share in spiritual practice, and enjoy community celebration to bring in spring.
Mile High Church is so honored to be having a guest professor. His name is Arthur Jones, and he wrote a book called Wade in the Water. It's about the wisdom of the spirituals. These were the songs and a philosophy that was created by people enslaved in early America that ultimately gave birth to the soul of our nation. And this is a 7-week class. It's not just about Black history. It's not just about interfaith history. It's about how to live a resilient life. And I'm so grateful to Arthur. If you go to our classes page, you can learn more and register.
For more information about anything you've heard today, stop by the Event Center or connect with us online at milehighchurch.org.
Good morning, friends. Stand if you are able. Say hi to the choir. Here we go. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. Yes, I do. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. Yes, I do. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. Woo! I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I sing my joy. I sing my love. I sing my love, yeah. I sing my love into the world. Sing your love. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. All right. Thank you, Laura and the choir. Good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Did you enjoy that time travel last night? Yeah. Some of you slept through it. Okay. I did not sleep through it. I had what is one of those ministerial freaky nights of, I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. Even though I know that technology will take care of it. I was up at 1 o'clock watching the clock tick away. And at 1:59, it went to 3 a.m. Time travel. Woo! So it was fun. It was a delight. So glad you are here. For those of you in the room, welcome. For those of you watching online, welcome. I'd like to start right away with our vision and mission and unpack them just a little bit together. So let us say our vision as a community together. Here it is. It's coming up. Oneness revealed.
a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. For me, it's so powerful that we have a vision statement that compels us like this. It compels and invites us to constantly remember that a core of our teaching and our practice is that of oneness, and that when we do practice oneness and live that out, the results are love, peace, and abundance for all. And so we do that as a community. We do that and teach that individually, collectively and individually. We walk out into the world in that oneness. And our mission statement, let us read that together. To serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. When we think about that, that mission statement isn't just apropos for our community, for Mile High Church to serve as a spiritual beacon, but it's for each one of us. And our theory is that as we come here to church and to classes and to groups and to experiences and events and workshops, that we become a center of spiritual living that goes out into the world and creates enlightenment. So thank you for doing your part this morning by showing up, and we hope that you will go out from this place and be the vision and mission in action. And as we now contemplate this, we get a time to go within and do some spiritual practice. We're going to sing, have some silence, and Dr. Patty will lead us in a prayer. Let's begin.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
I step into the silence, the preciousness of silence. Be still and know. Be still and know that greater life is in and through all of life. It's your life. It's my life. It's the life of this brilliant community. So that I behold and recognize right now that there is a love intelligence. It lives within our hearts. It knows everything about the light of love. and it guides and it directs. It brings forth its incredible qualities of peace, assurance, gratitude, and love. So just recognizing that heartfelt love intelligence, there's a spark there. There's an eternal flame there that never goes out. And so what I behold in recognizing the infinite God, that Spirit, that which is that we stand tall in that light, recognizing that flame never goes out. So I know that it warms us. It is who we are. And each of you, all of you, you are that precious, perfect union with God. Nothing, no person, place, nor thing can ever disturb that. So I just give thanks for this, in this recognition, and realize that we stand in that place of inner peace. We stand in that place of love. And it blesses us, each one of us. It heals us. It allows us to be that brilliant flame burning brightly. So I give thanks for Mile High Church, for it is a beacon of light. Give thanks for each one of you, our extended community, and all of us gathered here in this blessed, blessed sanctuary. And our ears and our heart are open to hear the brilliant message of Dr. Michelle, and the beauty of the choir and the music. Everything that is sung, it's being sung for you. It's being sung for me, for all of us. So with a very, very grateful heart, recognizing that the source is infinite and the supply is eternal, I give thanks and I declare this prayer into that cosmic love, life, the law, recognizing it is done unto us as we believe. We believe. And so it is. Amen.
we represent the women from our Sacred Sisters ministry here at Mile High Church.
Today we have readings connected to the topic of the message and in honor of Divine Feminine, readings from wise women.
From Janine Roth, victimhood is such a compelling story, but it's not a healing story. It's a story that keeps you stuck.
And from Malala Yousafzai, I raise my voice, not so that I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. We cannot all succeed when half of us are held back.
Was gonna happen here? Did you think I would dive right in and drown in all my fear? But I'm rising to the surface. I feel I have purpose to be love's volunteer. Yeah, now you got the best of me. I'm feeling so strong, awake to my spirit, singing a brand new song for you. Yeah, hey, you got the best of me. I'm feeling alive, and if you think you know me, you may be surprised at what you see. 'Cause I learned to be the real me, yeah. The real me, yeah. What did you think was gonna happen now? Did you think I would own this stage and take my final bow? But I'm making a commitment. As God is my witness, I won't let you down. Now you got the best of me. I'm feeling so strong, awake to my spirit, singing a brand new song for you. Now you got the best of me. I'm feeling alive, and if you think you know me, you may be surprised at what you see. 'Cause I learned to be the real me. It's the real me. It's the real me. Yeah. The real me. Yeah. Feeling so strong, awake to my spirit, singing a brand new song for you, yeah. Now you got the best of me, feeling alive, and if you think you know me, you may be surprised at what you see. 'Cause I learned to be, and I'm finally the real me, yeah. The real me. Finally, the real me.
Woohoo! Great job, Laura Berman. That's an original Laura Berman and Craig Vanelli song. Thank you, thank you. Thank you to our band, Randy and Bijou and Mike and Stu. Awesome. Love that guitar playing there, Randy. And of course, our choir, directed by Rebecca Stoudemeyer. They're not there right now, but let's acknowledge them. Did you notice they were dressed in wicked colors today? I thought that was pretty special. Wicked colors. Yeah. Hey, I want to talk about a wonderful speaker we have coming here to Mile High Church at the end of April. I know that may seem like a long ways away, but we want you to be able to plan way ahead to be here for Alan Wolfelt. Anyone in this room ever experienced grief? Okay. You're our target audience. If you've ever experienced grief and loss, Alan is an expert in teaching. He's a leading North American death educator, author, and grief counselor. He's the founder and director of the Center for Loss and Life Transition. On Wednesday, April 29th, he's going to be right here in our sanctuary from 7 to 9 p.m. He's going to be doing a talk called Understanding Your Grief. And in this presentation, we'll be able to honor our unique grief journey. So if you've ever experienced grief, I know I have, and I'm going to be here. I'm looking so forward to this. We're so fortunate that we get to have such an expert be here to support us all in that experience of grief that is so common. And then the next morning, on May 1st, he's going to do a workshop for us from 9 to noon called The Art of Companioning the Mourner. This sounds really good to me because I know that when people around me have lost a loved one or going through grief, sometimes I don't know what to say. I don't know how to support them. And so this is going to support us in being able to support other people as they walk through grief. You can purchase a combined ticket to be here for both of them, or you can be to one or the other. The evening is going to be available on live stream or here in the room. Our tickets are available at the event center. I'm pointing here because that's the side of the lobby where you go today to purchase your tickets and get in and join us for this wonderful event, or you can go to our website. So excited. And I thank you, Dr. Patty and our Prayer and Care Center, who are always supporting us all in our journey with grief. They are a blessing to us. So thank you, thank you. Today, I want to talk about another exciting subject, victimhood. As I was putting together my notes for this talk, I just want to acknowledge some of the things I might have to say might feel uncomfortable, might feel challenging. I heard the voice of Dr. Fred Vogt, our senior minister emeritus, when he used to tell us ministerial students that our job as ministers was to comfort the discomforted and to discomfort the too comfortable. And the premise of my message today is it's about going from victimhood to victor, being a victor, is that sometimes we get a little too comfortable in our victim story, in our victim experience. And we have a hard time getting out of it or even seeing that it's possible or seeing the benefits of getting out of it, because the victim story does connect us to lots of things like other people's empathy and love. And so sometimes it can be hard to give up, and sometimes we just don't know how. And I want to talk to us today about how we can begin to move towards giving up our victim story. I have yet to meet a human being who hasn't felt victimized in some way, shape, or form. I don't think any of us leave childhood or our teen years unscathed from hurts and betrayals and rejections and frustrations and sometimes feeling that we don't belong or we're not right. Or many of us have been actually hurt, harmed, abused, neglected as children. And so sometimes we have those kinds of experiences, and we have to find ways to heal that victimhood inside of us to be happy and free. Sometimes it's going through our life and having heartbreaks and betrayals when we're adults and things not work out for us and losing jobs and things where we feel victimized by that. The divisiveness in our politics in our country, I know for years, no matter what political party's in charge, there's always a group of people choosing and feeling victimized by the other party and concerned about what the other party's doing, and lots of conversation. That divisive conversation is always a victim conversation, and it's happening right now as people are imagining even the future victimization that may show up under the current administration. And so there's lots of charge about that. And sometimes there are those of us who just are frustrated and feel victimized by the grumpy buggers who wander the world and just aren't very nice people, right? No matter how we slice it and dice it, there's always a reason to feel that somebody is putting us down or is not seeing the truth of us or treating us badly or might treat us badly in the future. And so we are challenged to to move through that victim consciousness because it serves us so much when we can let it go. I thought a lot about, well, why does this happen? And I'm not sure knowing why it happens really helps, but I know that some of our theories about why it happens includes that we're just unlucky people in the wrong place at the wrong time. We've got a whole narrative in our world that there's this God out there that is either doling out lessons or is treating people badly depending on his opinion of them. We've got theories about karma that go through various faith traditions, and even an element of it here in our teaching that if I do something wrong, then something wrong's going to happen to me, or if I wronged you in the last lifetime, then you get to wrong me in this lifetime. And that's somehow some of the ways we've explained it. And even the notion that we're on a soulful journey. And I tend to kind of lean into that one, that we truly are these big souls, deep, profound, connected always to the divine, and experiencing a lot of our human experience while always being deep spiritual beings. The whole victim circle of getting all caught up, and I see it like a circle because we get caught in this cycle of a story or of an experience, and it becomes the way we see things, and we make stories up about who's not loving us and who doesn't like us and who's treating us badly, and that's all in that human realm. And it's a valid story for humans because we certainly have had people do us wrong, treat us badly, not be kind, hurt us and harm us. And there's a gap often between that story that we're spinning around and we live in and the true nature of our soulful experience. And when we begin to bridge that gap more, as we begin to encounter that depth of who we are, I think it helps us begin to make sense and begin to understand that we can only be totally happy and free if we're willing to challenge and give up those stories. Now, have a disclaimer in that conversation, because to challenge and give up those stories doesn't mean we just bury them, pretend they never happened, turn away from them. I'm fond of remembering us that this is not a teaching of denial. This is not a teaching that says if you've been hurt, just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just have a happy thought. This is not a teaching that says if we've been abused, neglected, harmed in some way that we just ignore it. And we don't ignore it here in our community. We want to support people. And the work about victim story begins as we understand that we have to move through it. We have to move through the experience and through the story to be happy and free. And that requires us to master the art of looking right at it. This is what happened. This is how I felt. This is how I feel about it. To even be angry and upset about whatever has occurred or is occurring is natural, and we are not required in any way to let that go. I love what the wise Maya Angelou has to say about this. She says, "You should be angry. You must not be bitter." Bitterness is like cancer. It eats upon the host. It doesn't do anything to the object of its displeasure. So use that anger. Write it. You write it, you paint it, you dance it, you march it, you vote it. You do everything about it. And we allow ourselves to move ourselves through it, to shepherd and steward ourselves through our victim consciousness. What we've tended to do many times is just stick it. Right there, it's in our consciousness, it's who we are. It even becomes a part of our identity. And then we find it so challenging to live our greatest life. A number of years ago, I had a really good friend, a girlfriend for many, many years. I would say probably my closest girlfriend, and we got into a place in our relationship where we were not seeing eye to eye about things at all. And there were ways that she was mad at me for letting her down and not loving her enough and not caring for her, not being there for her. And I was mad at her for the same thing. And we were going back and forth about it. And the last communication I got from her was, I never want to talk to you again. And it broke my little heart. It just broke my heart. I spent days crying about this friendship, the loss of this friendship, the pain that I knew she must be in, the pain I knew I was in. I even, right as it happened, I came to a service here that our young adult ministry was putting on. And in the service, we were invited to come forth and put something, I don't even remember what, into a container. And I walked forward crying and snotting and snorting the whole way up. Just so brokenhearted. And my husband, Ken, was so supportive, and other friends were supportive, and my mom was supportive. And I did exactly what Maya Angelou said. I wrote about it. I journaled about it. I prayed about it. I talked to my practitioner about it. I danced it out. I shared my anger. I shared my pain. And all of it was something that I had to let myself do so that I could move through that feeling, because I felt like a victim, and I know she did too, to move through that place where I could eventually look at her and take a deep breath and wish her well and let her go and move on with my life and take it day by day by day. And it took intention. Because what I knew is that if I continued to harbor that story where I could, and I haven't told the story of this friendship for a long time. That's what we do sometimes with our victim stories. You'll never believe what happened to me, right? And then we tell everyone, you'll never believe it. Oh my God. And I chose to tell the story, but I chose to tell it consciously and conscientiously to those who would witness me and help me walk through it to healing. Wouldn't get down in the mud with me and say, oh my God, she must be a horrible friend. How could you have been friends with her for all that? No, I didn't want that. I didn't need that. I needed to heal. I needed to move on. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, tells us nothing can happen to us that doesn't happen through us. So here's the deal. Here's the crux with the creative process. When we continue to hang on for too long to the victim stories, there comes a point where we've processed it, we've dealt with it, we're getting to center, which I did with my friend. I got to center, and then I knew it's time to let this go, because I knew that if I didn't, it's lodged in my consciousness as a part of my identity. And then every relationship that I have and every relationship that I form and fashion from then on has within it, hi, my name's Michelle, and I'm a victim of a friend who hurt me and broke my heart. Would you break my heart too, please? At the subtle level, the energetic level. I never say it out loud, right? Don't have to say it out loud. I'm just attracted to people who will then continue to break my heart over and over and over again. When I heal it, when I let it go, when I'm free of it, I can attract something greater for myself. And I believe that we can be freer. So how do we get about doing that? Well, I have an acronym today. I haven't used an acronym for a very long time, so don't give me a hassle for copying Dr. Roger. My acronym is FLY, F-L-Y, FLY. And the first letter of the acronym is for forgiveness. I'm going to guess we all probably understand that when it comes to the first step, when we're really ready, we've marched through the pain and we've talked about it, and there's this part of us that goes, okay, it's time to get on with it. Because no one can tell you when it's time to get on with it, not even me. I don't have a right to come to you and say, hey, it's time for you to let that go now. You've been talking about that for 2 days. Get over it. No one gets to do that. We all have to walk through it. But when we start to understand the benefits, then we get to say, okay, I'm going to move through it with the intention of facilitating myself and getting help and support so that eventually I'm ready to fly. And I know that when I'm ready to fly, I got to forgive. I got to let go. There are so many ways to forgive, so many classes and methods of forgiving, and a huge part that I want to highlight today for me of the forgiveness journey in my lifetime that supported me, especially with childhood issues, is that I was able to really let go when I put myself in the shoes of that person. When I took some time to ask myself, if I were where they were, can I promise myself I wouldn't have done what they did? And most of the time I can't. I cannot 100% ever convince myself or anyone else that if I was in that position, I wouldn't have done the same thing. Now, we get arrogant about it, don't we? Part of our resentment and our victim story is, well, if I was in their shoes, I would have never done that, right? And it behooves us to kind of let that go. To say, I'd like to think the best of me. I'd like to think that I would never hurt someone like that I would never take advantage of someone like that. But if I'm not in their shoes, walking their path and walking their journey, I can't know. And so what could I do to allow myself to let that go and trust that the best that they had in them at the time was given to me, and that I can surrender and let go of some of my resentment and my pain. It's like that bitterness that Maya talks about. Like it's a bitterness that's like cancer that eats away at us. And a huge part of this ongoing journey is just understanding that humanity is constantly doing things that we don't approve of and that we don't like, and even doing things that appear to harm us or appear to make our lives more difficult. A couple of weeks ago, Ken and I were at my former community in Arizona, New Vision Center, and the minister there is now Reverend Karen Einhaus, and we got to hear her speak. And she shared a quote from the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. He was the Roman emperor from 160 to 181, and he wrote these 12 books of meditations, which I've been looking into since I heard Reverend Karen mention him. And she shared one that I think is apropos for us today. Here's what he says. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. But I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, and have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own, not of the same blood and birth, but the same mind, and possessing a share of the divine, and so none of them can hurt me. No one can implicate me in ugliness, nor can I feel angry at my relative or hate him. We were born to work together like feet, hands, and eyes, like the 2 rows of teeth, upper and lower. To obstruct each other is unnatural. To feel anger at someone, to turn your back on him, these are unnatural. I think Aurelius is talking about that part of us, that deep spiritual part of us that understands that it's always the burden and the blessing of our soul's journey to be willing to seek and discover and reveal and allow to come through us that love for other people, no matter what they've done, no matter who they've been, no matter how they are. And that we can only be happy when we do this, as Jesus mentioned when he said, love thine enemy, because this is our truest nature. So we forgive for the sake of us and for the sake of humanity. And then the second letter in the acronym is L, and I say that's for learn. Every betrayal in my life, every experience I've had where I felt victimized, I have learned so much from those. And I have learned more about myself from those. The end of the story for many people is I was victimized and it's unfair and it shouldn't have happened and woe is me. And they're missing the part sometimes. We're missing the part sometimes that says, and who have I become because of that? Because I know so many people who, through what they would call their victimizations, have gone on to help other people and do beautiful work in the world, have gone on to be magnificent beings of light despite whatever occurred to them. And what we have to do is allow ourselves that deep learning at the soulful level. In her book, The 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity, Edwene Gaines talks about this and tells her story. Her story as a young girl, she was sexually molested and abused, and she talks about how she led with that story. Carolyn Mays also talks about how we tend to lead with our darkest story. We tend to lead with our pain, and how that doesn't serve us. And Edwene was doing that, and she was going to classes in a spiritual center, and every week talking about her victimizers and her abuse and all of this. And she says one day as she was sharing once again about it, the instructor said, listen, toots. Yeah. I know Reverend Josh and I say that to people all the time, so it's a spiritual thing. He said, this victim stuff has gone on long enough. It's really a drag and it's boring the tears out of the rest of us. She was shocked because she said he didn't give her the poor baby, oh, that's horrible kind of response, but it woke her up. It shocked her. He said, in order to heal this childhood trauma, what you've got to do is create a new story about it. He paused and he gave it some thought. Okay, he said, here's your new story. Try this one on and see if it works for you. You came into this planet to be a woman of power, which is what Edwene always says. I am a woman of power. She said it for a long time. This is what you came to do, he said. Your soul chose this pathway, and because you chose it, you also chose to take an initiation in the misuse of power at a very young age. During this initiation, you learned what it feels like when power is misused, and it's horrible. Therefore, it is now safe for you to be a woman of power in the world because you know now that you would never misuse this power nor abuse this power. And in this process, you've gained the most valuable of all spiritual gifts, the understanding heart. She said it took a while for her to be with that story. But when she really took it in and prayed over it and went deep within herself, she realized that's the story. And sharing that story, claiming that story, owning that story, learning that that was her story, well, it changed everything for her as she went forth and continued to become a woman of great power. So we can learn, we can forgive, we can learn, and the Y in this acronym is for the word yes. Yes. We all suffer. We all are victimized at times. We all have pain. We all have our stories. Yet, as we forgive and learn, we can develop a spiritual depth and comfort that can lead us through those moments. And we can say yes to our deepest self as our guiding force, and yes to our divine nature, and yes to God in us and as we face the challenges of our life from the past, the present, or the future. Well, I've often thought so much about the civil rights movement and how the ideas of nonviolence have no space in them for being a victim. They're all about nonviolent resolution. And the great Martin Luther King Jr. I love what someone wrote about him that I found online, and they said, he faced many hardships, but he never adopted an identity of victimhood. That's what we're talking about here. Are we adopting an identity of victimhood about anything going on in the world or anything that has gone on? They said, instead, he believed in nonviolence and reconciliation and that suffering for a cause could be redemptive. In 1958, he sat in a department store and he was signing books. He was signing his Stride Toward Freedom book. And a mentally ill black woman came in and said, are you Martin Luther King? And he said, yes. And she stabbed him with a letter opener right into the chest. He was rushed to the hospital and surgery took place. And the next day, he was told that that letter opener had gone right into his chest at the right place, that if he had sneezed, it would have punctured his aorta and he would have been dead. And it was an awakening moment for him in many, many ways, to feel that sense of someone coming after you and wanting to kill you like that. And he wrote about it later, and I loved what he said, because he said, if I demonstrated unusual calm during the recent attempt on my life, it was certainly not due to any extraordinary powers that I possess. Rather, it was due to the power of God working through me. Throughout this struggle for racial justice, I have constantly asked God to remove all bitterness, there's that word again, from my heart, and to give me the strength and courage to face any disaster that may come my way. This constant prayer life and feeling of dependence on God have given me the feeling that I have divine companionship in the struggle. I know no other way to explain it. It is the fact that in the midst of external tension, God can give inner peace. In the midst of external tension, God can give inner peace. And just like Reverend Martin Luther King, we have to be willing to take that in, to allow this presence to give us that inner peace. We have to be willing to fly, to forgive, to learn, and to say yes to it. And I invite us to do that this week, to take a story or some stories from our life and free ourselves in this profound way. And indeed, for our closing prayer today, there's a process. I'm teaching the Powering Your Decisions class right now. And there was a process in class 5 that our class did. And when we talked about it, and I shared with them about this talk, we all decided it was a beautiful inner process, a mindfulness process that we'd like to offer today as part of the prayer. And so I invite you to sit back and relax. I invite our practitioner prayer partners to stand with me if they'd like. And I remind us all that our practitioner prayer partners will be down front after the service. Please come forward and let yourself be blessed with prayer about anything that is bothering you or anything that you want to create more good in your life. They're here to help you do that. And for now, I invite us to close our eyes, to go within, and just begin to breathe in the very breath of life. And allow ourselves to feel that comforting presence that Dr. King talks about, that love that God is, that comforts and surrounds and enfolds everything and everyone. And as we feel that comforting presence, we allow to come to mind a situation in our life that feels difficult, that is causing us stress. Could be a situation we feel victimized by, powerless about. As we call the situation to mind, I invite us to see if we can actually feel that stress and emotional discomfort in the body and identify where it might be. Is it in the lower back or is it in the chest? Just notice it. And upon noticing it, say to yourself, this is a moment of suffering. This is a moment of suffering. That's what mindfulness is. It's noticing what we're feeling, what's so right now. Other options might include, this hurts. This hurts. Ouch. This is stress. And now say to yourself, suffering is part of life. Suffering is a part of life. It's common humanity. Other options include, other people feel this way. I'm not alone. We all struggle in our lives. Now, if you feel comfortable, place your hands over your heart and feel the warmth of your hands and gentle touch of your hands on your chest. And breathe in as you say to yourself, may I be kind to myself. And ask yourself, what do I need to hear right now to express kindness to myself, to be free, to let go? There might be some phrases that we could use to speak to ourselves in our particular situations, such as, may I give myself the compassion that I need. May I learn to accept myself as I am. May I forgive. May I be strong. May I be patient. And so breathing these phrases in and allowing any that come to mind to have their way through us, we offer ourselves grace. And we allow ourselves to move forward even just a little bit in our experience of suffering or victimhood. And I accept and affirm that as we go forth from this place, this opportunity allows us to fly, to forgive, to learn, to say yes to that comforting presence of the divine, and move forward in our lives with great joy, being alive, more and more alive than ever, and attracting more and more good to ourselves as we let go of our victimhood, and we are victorious, spiritually victorious. Oh, what a joy this is, and I'm so grateful to see this, to affirm this, to accept this. We let this go. We let this be because we know that as it has been spoken, it is done, and so it is. Amen.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me.
Thank you, Laura. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What a great bridge from our opportunity to speak together and our tithe and offerings circulation. So we do this with great gratitude. We invite our community to step into giving and circulating any good that is yours to circulate today, to give your financial gifts, to give prayers, to give affirmations, to give your love into this community as an indication of the abundant nature that we live, move, and have our being. And I want to acknowledge the abundance of people watching on live stream today, 402 of them. They're from Omaha, Arizona, Oklahoma City, Bozeman, Montana, and right here in Colorado, Delta, Littleton, Highlands Ranch. Welcome. Glad to have you all here with us. Let's acknowledge those folks. And so as we circulate, whether we're giving into the baskets or online or whatever we're choosing to do, let us affirm the truth about this together. Please say with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
I'm trying to tell you something about my life. Baby, give me insight between black and white. And the best thing you've ever done for me is to help me live my life less seriously. It's only life after all, yeah. It's only life after all.
Well, darkness has a hunger that's insatiable, and lightness has a call that's hard to hear. And I wrap my sleeve around me like a blanket, like a blanket. I sailed my ship of safety till I sank it. I'm crawling on your shore. I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains, I looked to the children, I drank from the fountains. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line. And the less I seek my soul, closer I am to find. Closer I am to find. I went to see the doctor of philosophy. The doctor of philosophy. Refused and appeared down to his knees. He never did marry or see a B-grade movie. He graded my performance. He said he could see through me. I spent 4 years prostrate to the higher mind. Got my paper and I was free. I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains, I looked to the children, I drank from the fountains. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line. And the less I seek my soul, closer I am to find. Closer I am to find. Well, I stopped at the bar at 3 a.m. to seek solace in a bottle or possibly a friend. And I woke up with a headache, like my head against the board. Twice as cloudy as I'd been the night before. And I went in seeking clarity. Yeah. Well, I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains, I looked to the children, I drank from the fountain. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line. And the less I seek my source, closer I am to find. 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 Closer I am to find.
So, wasn't that a great talk by this lady?
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you.
So if you're here for the first time, we welcome you to Mile High Church. And I hope you'll come back again and again. And if you have any questions, I will be out in the lobby at our Welcome Center. And please stop by. I'd love to say thanks for being here. And you would receive from this funny little bag I'm holding here that almost tripped me up the stairs. There's some gift certificates in here for classes and whatnot, so you might want to stop by. And also, I know Dr. Michelle mentioned about our practitioners. They are down front right now, and so if prayer is calling to you, please approach one of them. It'll be a blessing.
Thank you, Dr. Patty. We have a great workshop happening today, right at 11:30, with a wonderful healer who has been supporting a number of people here at Mile High Church. Her name is Dr. Leah Hahn, and she's doing healing from the inside out, 11:30 to 1 over in the Vote Auditorium. So if you'd like to go there, it's a love offering. We'd love to have you participate. And tonight, speaking of healing, we've got the Healing Light service at 5 p.m. I'll be facilitating that. It's a wonderful meditation, an hour of stillness to really go deep. And so if you'd like to join us over in the Vote Auditorium for that, that would be great. And with our healing ministry, our healing intention circles are Saturday, March 15th from 10 to 12. So we hope that you will participate in that. And lastly, if you have wee ones, little ones in your life that would like to go to summer camp, some little children, we've got amazing summer camps. And let me tell you a secret, they fill up fast. So if you're intentional about getting kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews into our summer camps, go to the website, to the Youth and Family page, and enroll your kids today. And please stand with us now for the benediction and the peace song. Please say after me, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is all that I am. I fly with it. And so it is.